What happens to a mind that never stops running, yet never arrives anywhere? Imagine waking up exhausted before the day even begins, your thoughts already racing like shadows in a storm, chasing fears that never catch up, replaying arguments with ghosts. This isn't just fatigue. It's a trap. A silent drain on your life. And for Alex, it was the warning he ignored until it nearly broke him. Pause for emphasis. Transition to narrative build. The question whispered to Alex like a distant rumble, ignored at first amid the daily grind. But it grew sharper, cutting through the noise he called normal. He woke each morning with a nameless heaviness behind his eyes, in his chest a blend of frustration and fatigue. He poured energy into endless thoughts, unnecessary worries, imagined disasters, conversations that never happened. His mind ran relentlessly, but he stayed stuck, leaking strength into voids that gave nothing back. This was the invisible trap, a modern mind buzzing like a wheel without direction. From dawn, unfinished tasks swarmed. Ghosts of unspoken words haunted him. Tiny anxieties pretended urgency, stealing his focus before he even stepped out the door. Alex told himself it was just tiredness, overwork, distraction. But deep down, he knew the truth, he was hemorrhaging energy. Constantly. Quietly. Invisibly. It started subtly, like threads unraveling from his thoughts. Worries appeared uninvited, memories replayed without end. He argued with shadows, prepared for threats that never came. Each cycle drained him more, and soon, an unsettling presence emerged, not external, but within. Attention. A shadow. Something feeding on his chaos, growing stronger in the storm. In a quiet moment, the truth hit. Alex wasn't exhausted from doing, he was exhausted from thinking. His mind had become a battlefield, outnumbered and overwhelmed. The noise felt normal now, but it was a fracture in his reality. A warning. Something inside was draining him, and it wasn't the world, it was his own unchecked mind. Build tension with rising music. The question pressed harder, pulling Alex into the maze of his thoughts. It began gently, a passing worry, a faint memory, a replayed conversation. But these echoes multiplied, weaving into a labyrinth with no exit. He couldn't recall when it turned heavy, perhaps a sleepless night replaying mistakes, or a morning waking tired before starting. Inside this mental maze, every path looped back. Thoughts duplicated, darkening into something hollow, whispering fears that didn't belong, inventing tragedies too real. Alex felt watched, not by others, but by an inner presence thriving on his confusion. A shadowy creature, born from scattered energy, feeding on his attention. The noise turned aggressive. Fears became voices. Mistakes became accusations. Questions became endless loops. The world outside hadn't changed, only his inner world had grown hostile. Suppressed emotions demanded release, gripping him with invisible hands. He tried distraction, tried outrunning it. But the harder he pushed, the faster the noise grew. This was the descent. His mind wasn't attacking out of hate. It was attacking because he'd ignored it too long. The noise devoured silence, turning his thoughts into shadows. And Alex, at the center, realized the storm had consumed everything. Climax build. Slow down delivery. But exhaustion has a breaking point. Alex reached it not with a crash, but a pause. In overwhelm, his thoughts didn't stop, but he did. Accidental at first, this crack let silence slip in. Not peaceful, but raw, exposing buried fears, insecurities, wounds hidden under clutter. In this uncomfortable stillness, the storm softened. Alex noticed patterns, thoughts crashing, body tensing, memories surfacing in busyness. His mind wasn't destroying him, it was demanding attention. The shadowy creature appeared, not monstrous, but tired, a collection of unquiet thoughts, unheld emotions, abandoned parts of himself. Silence became more than a moment. It became a doorway to a deeper mind noise had guarded. Stepping through, the atmosphere shifted, vast, calm, safe. Here, his power returned, not adrenaline or anger, but stillness-born strength. Thoughts no longer fought, emotions didn't overwhelm. His mind transformed from battlefield to sanctuary. As the creature dissolved, a truth dawned: noise wasn't natural. Silence was. This chamber wasn't escape, it was origin. And now, transformation could begin. Resolution phase. Uplifting tone. The question shifted from warning to invitation. In this sacred space, Alex saw every thought's cost: worries stealing strength, scenarios draining focus. Thoughts appeared slowly, he watched without chasing. A shameful memory floated by, he observed, and its weight shattered. A nodding fear unfolded, he stayed still, and it dulled. This was mastery, not fighting, but observing. Day by day, he rebuilt, responding, not reacting, pausing, not panicking. Patterns emerged, repeating fears, resurfacing memories, spiraling habits. But he chose differently, gathering energy in one direction. The world outside felt different, not changed, but perceived through a clearer lens. His mind, once storm, became sky. Energy, once scattered, concentrated. He shaped his mind, no longer surviving it. Intensity rises for the test. Yet mastery invites resistance. The beast returned, rebuilt from unfaced fears, towering stronger. The chamber shook, thoughts flooded, anxieties, failures, judgments. For a moment, it worked, heart racing, mind spiraling. Then, a realization froze the storm: he'd been feeding it by resisting. Fighting gave it energy, fear grew it. So he stopped. Stood still. Watched. Breathed. Unmoved. The beast hesitated, flickered, dissolved, not by battle, but acceptance. It was never power, it was attention. His attention. Chaos wasn't enemy, it was unheeded release. Silence wasn't escape, it was mastery through presence. Deep integration. Reflective tone. With the storm past, Alex's transformation radiated. Everyday life tested him: demands, arguments, distractions. But he responded, not reacted, paused, not panicked. Patterns like fear as urgency or boredom as anxiety were observed and released. Energy preserved, relationships deepened, creativity flowed. His body mirrored it: shoulders loosened, breaths deepened, tension melted. Peace wasn't chased, it returned when he stopped chasing else. Confidence grew, not boastful, but from understanding. Mastery wasn't event, it was practice. Awareness constant, purpose clear, boundaries firm. Energy sacred, preserved like currency. The mind a garden, energy water, silence sunlight, attention gardener. External application. Empowering build. This mastery rippled outward. Alex's calm influenced others, not through force, but presence. Conversations steadied, stress softened. He amplified engagement, relationships richer, work purposeful, decisions clearer. The lesson: mastery isn't isolation, it's amplification. A mindful mind shifts environments, creating calm in chaos. Energy preserved becomes influence shared. Daily practice. Motivational tone. Integration made it real. Mornings reclaimed attention, mundane tasks tested presence. Distractions arose, but he filtered: not all thoughts deserved energy. Restraint built reserves for creation, connection, action. Consistency compounded, small choices accumulated into change. Mastery eternal, renewed moment by moment. Final revelation. Close with power. In navigating external chaos, Alex saw: mastery thrives in imperfection. Life demands, but a guarded mind turns challenges into practice. Silence, not passive active power. The ultimate truth: energy is life, attention power, silence mastery. Alex had mastered his mind not by elimination, but direction. No storm could steal it. And now, the question returns not as whisper, but call: what happens to a mind that never stops running, yet never arrives? It transforms when you choose silence, reclaim energy, and master presence. The power is yours. Step into it. And with fading music. Call to action: pause now. Listen to your silence. What does it reveal? This rewritten script is about 40% shorter, more focused, and engaging. It retains the poetic essence while improving hook, immediate question plus vivid scenario, flow, smoother transitions, less repetition and structure, clear arc with build up to climax and resolution. If this is for a specific format, example video script, let me know for further tweaks.